Okay, word study skills, orthographic patterns are a very important part of developing fluency and becoming literate. Um, Students need fast, accurate recognition of words, and so in order to do that, students need explicit, direct instruction in the knowledge of in the knowledge of orthographic um, patterns or spelling patterns. Um, Word study within a reading context is the best method because it really connects to meaning. And sorts and activities with word cards are kind of a natural approach to teaching word spelling patterns because human beings are observers of patterns and categorizers. So this is just a very natural way of teaching it. Also, you can use word study in content areas with domain-specific vocabulary words with Greek and Latin affixes. So that's where you would teach that if you're teaching third grade especially. There's your standard for that. And planning a word study program, of course, starts with assessment, and the best form of assessment is Words Their Way, with its systematic scope and sequence of skills that it will actually give you once you assess students with their pre-assessments. And then you set up groups for 15-minute a day groups, no more than four groups, I think, per day, 2 to 3 times per week. And then I would add Spelling City homework for those groups, develop a program based on that. Third grade standards, for example, have to do with syllabic patterns for intermediate readers and writers and affixes. And so the intermediate reader, I'm going to focus on that as an example. Intermediate readers and writers in the syllables and affixes stage are readers that are exploring genres, background knowledge, and reading strategies. So there's a lot of your reading program right there. Along with that, they're building their word recognition and fluency, and that's with the word work that you're going to be doing. With your pre-assessments, you can now give them clear learning targets, and I would actually have those written down on a student self-assessment sheet where they can track all their targets. We can track them and kind of check them off. This would be something that could be also fed into the gradebook, into their eFolio. That would be the best way to just keep it in one place. But certainly I could have it in my teachers folder for that group, so I'm tracking their progress there. Lessons are guided discussions and this manipulation of words using word cards. So here's an example. I read a sentence in context using the word redo. And I just talk about what kinds of things did you redo this week? Anybody redo something? And so you're connecting to knowledge. And then you go, oh, let's analyze this word redo. It's actually 2 words, re and do. And then you take a look at some other examples and see how the prefix re changes the meaning. And so now they're learning about a prefix re in a very deep way. And you can have a conversation about that. You can find other words with re and generate other words with re. That could be an extension activity you could do with their I would say with their group, not alone. I would always have them work with their group. You can look up the dictionary, teach dictionary skills. So you're thinking aloud, you're modeling, you're having them do sorts, you're having conversations, and you're taking the words apart and really looking at the pieces and the meaning within them.